Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Warriors Path CrossFit podcast. My name's Kris Perry-Tedesco, and today we're going to talk about something that I see all the time, the reasons that people don't start CrossFit. There are a lot of myths, fears, and stories that people tell themselves before they step into the gym, and I get it. I've heard them, I've seen them, and I've even experienced some of them myself. So today I'm going to break down the 10 most common barriers of entry to CrossFit, unpack each one so that you can see what's real, what's not, and what you can actually do about it. I'll even share some stories about my first experiences with CrossFit and my original barriers of entry as well. But if you've been thinking about starting CrossFit and something is holding you back, this episode is for you. So here we go. Let's get started. Barrier number 1, the biggest misconception is I need to be in shape first. This is hands down the number 1 reason that people don't start. They think I'll join a regular gym, I'll work out a few months, I'll do my own thing, or I'll start running or something like that on my own. I'll get in shape and then I'll start CrossFit. But CrossFit is literally how you are going to get in shape. Every workout is scalable, whether that means using lighter weights or just body weight, modifying movements, taking extra rest if it's necessary. The magic of CrossFit isn't being the best in the room or being able to do all of the things. It's in showing up and doing what's right for you each day. If you can walk through the door or you can roll through the door, you are ready to start CrossFit. Everyone in the room is here to cheer you on and to help you improve on yourself. And really, everyone just wants the person that's next to them in the room become the best version of themselves. Barrier number 2, it's too expensive. And yes, it does cost more than a big box gym, and that's for a reason. You're not paying for access to equipment. You're paying for coaching. You're paying for accountability, structured programming, and community. So we don't just hand you a key card and allow you to just do whatever you want. We have a program that's designed with a purpose. Each day is meant to be performed one after the other. We coach you, we help you, we improve your form, we cheer for you, we help you stay consistent, and that's what creates results. Honestly, most people find that investing in their health up front saves time and money down the road because you'll end up having fewer doctor visits, fewer medications, fewer burnout days, like sick days or I'm too tired. It's really not that expensive when you consider it an investment in your long-term health. And it's a commitment. It's a commitment that you can make to yourself so that you can show your family and friends that you care about yourself. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that if the real reason that not going to CrossFit is your issue, then I urge you to find a CrossFit gym near you and have a conversation with the owner or the head coach and see if there's any way you could work something out. I've heard of gyms offering situations like if you want to clean the gym on a weekly basis, you'll get a discount on your membership or other things like that. I've heard of gyms offering a scholarship program. So if you can't afford to pay the whole thing, they'll give you a discount based on what you should be able to afford. I've even heard of gyms do something like pay what you think you can afford. So if money is the reason that you're being held back, have a conversation with someone. They're going to respect you and try to help you figure it out. Let's see. Barrier number 3, I don't have time. Well, let's be honest here. Time isn't the real issue. It's priority. Classes are 1 hour. So maybe 1 hour a few times a week. In that hour, you get a warm-up, skill work, a workout, cool down, all done efficiently. Most people waste more time scrolling on their phone, looking at the internet, playing video games, whatever the case may be. Most people waste more time doing things like that. But when you have a structured program and you can make the most of that 1 hour, you'll make it part of your routine, and it does actually provide more energy back to you after you've become consistent. So it gives you energy back so that you can handle everything else in your life. I remember when I first started CrossFit, I was also a member of a running club, and I would skip CrossFit on the days that we went running. And then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready to do both in one day. So when my schedule allowed for it, which of course wasn't always the case, but when I was able to work that into my schedule, I was able to do CrossFit in the morning, go to work all day, and then on my way home from work, meet up with my running club, do the running in the trails. And it's funny, the runs that we did in the evening after the workout in the morning, I felt even more efficient running in the evening than I had if I had not worked out in the morning. So there's a little side story there. Barrier of entry number 4 is I will get injured, or CrossFit is dangerous. This one comes from the highlight reels people see online. They see heavy lifts, they see crazy, reckless posts, they see all of the CrossFit or gym fails, which are like funny things to watch on Instagram or whatever. But the truth is that CrossFit gyms are safer than just going to the regular gym because, number one, you have a coach watching you. Number 2, our focus is on form. We make progressions and we are working within the fringes of our capacity. We scale the movements so that they're safe and effective for everyone. The risk of injury truly comes when people put their ego in place of their better judgment. Ego over execution, and that's the culture we do not allow here. Our focus here is longevity, moving well for life, not just crushing one workout and saying you're the winner, but consistently coming to the gym so that you put in the effort that is expected of that day and come back tomorrow or the next day that your schedule allows. Honestly, one of the other big misconceptions is that we just smash ourselves every day, and that's not actually it. What we do is a program, and each day the program is designed so that you have a intention of the day, whether you're lifting heavy or you're going hard or you're going fast, or sometimes you're going at a capacity that feels like a 75% effort, or you're going for a long, slow, kind of maintain the pace for a long period of time kind of effort. So we're not smashing ourselves every day. And when you think that that's what we're doing, that's obviously where people are likely to become injured. One of my favorite things about the programming that we do here is we typically have a day that's focused on gymnastics, a day that's focused on strength training, a day that's focused more on cardio or stamina or something like that. And then the other 2 or 3 days in the week, we have a combination of things. Sometimes we work long, sometimes we work short, but the class is always an hour. And I think that it really does provide a nice variety of things that build from one to the next. So you're always focusing on different areas, whether it's skills or strength or cardio and stamina based, that once you understand that the programming is designed to be performed in a particular order, then you also see that it kind of sets you up to have the situation where you're not likely to become injured. We're not overusing the same groups of muscle groups day after day in the same way, so we're not like using the same muscles in the same fashion. Barrier of entry number 5, I won't fit in. This one's big because people walking into the gym for the first time, there's a little bit of an intimidation factor. Of course, CrossFit, it looks intimidating because people are dropping barbells and there's loud music and there's chalk on the floor. And once you see beyond all of those kind of chaotic moments, you'll find that you step into the opposite actual feeling. It's more of a community and not a competition. We are all ages, shapes, fitness levels, and the best part is everyone remembers their first day. So we go out of your way to make your first day the best it could possibly be. I remember when I first started, and I think I shared the story on the first podcast that we put out. So I'll skip over the first day story and I'll go on to a couple of experiences that I had in my first few months of CrossFit. I remember thinking about how I was so nervous because I was worried I wouldn't remember what to do. So I was given, an on-ramp program. I was taught the movements, but my fear was there were so many new things to remember and so many new words to remember and terms. And I was scared, literally driving to the gym with butterflies in my stomach, scared. And I just thought to myself, just do it, just do it, just do it. And I'm so happy I did. And I think you'll be happy if you do too. Barrier of entry number 6, I don't know what to expect. Well, of course, if it's something new, just like any other thing that's new, why would you know what to expect? Including the whole new language. There's WODs and AMRAP and RX and all these things. It's like its own set of language. And that's why we take new members through the process of teaching the movement patterns, scaling them with either no weight or super light weight until they learn the movements and are moving safely. And then once you understand it, understand the rhythm and the terms, which we keep walking you through day after day, month after month, until you'll finally understand what all of the terminology is. So just show up, listen, move, have fun, be open-minded. The hardest part, really, truly, is walking through the door the first time. When I first started CrossFit, it was about the same time frame that I had a long commute and I would always listen to podcasts in the car. And I thought, well, you know what? Let me find a podcast that is focused around the CrossFit world or community, so that if I'm listening to what they're talking about, maybe it will help me learn the terms and the meanings and the movements and all that. Maybe it will help me learn a little bit faster. So I found this wonderful podcast. It was back in the day called Girls Gone WOD. WOD means workout of the day. So it was like a play on words, Girls Gone Wild, Girls Gone WOD. Since then, they still have a podcast. It's called Older and Wilder with Joy and Claire. But when I first started CrossFit, their podcast at the time was so focused around CrossFit. They were both into CrossFit. They were both level 1 trainers and really into the whole thing. And it did help me so much learn the terminology, figure it out a little bit better. I just felt like I was a little bit more knowledgeable than if I hadn't listened to that podcast in the beginning of my days at CrossFit. Barrier of entry number 7. I've had a bad experience before. I get that because a lot of people tell me, oh, I've tried CrossFit at XYZ gym and I couldn't walk for a week, or it was really scary, or no one really helped me. Maybe they felt ignored or whatever, but that's not true CrossFit at its roots. Maybe that gym just had an off day. I'm going to encourage you to have an open mind and be willing to try it again. Here, our coaches actually coach. We know your name. We learn very quickly your strengths and your weaknesses, where you struggle. If something looks off or feels off, we will help you fix it. And that's what makes this environment so different, because we're built on trust, we're built on connection, and we take the time to get to know you. We take the time to get to know what your goals are, and we really are here to support those goals so that you keep coming back, getting better and better and better. And like I said before, that we really are focused on long-term longevity. We want you to come here for all your days, forever and ever. Barrier of entry number 8, I'm too old, I'm too out of shape, or I am overweight. And this one breaks my heart a little, because that's basing things on comparison, where you're comparing yourself to someone else. And in CrossFit, we compare ourselves to who we were yesterday, and that's it. We have members in their 60s and their 70s, and they're crushing workouts. We have people that started with zero athletic background and are now doing things they never thought possible. And let me add in a little side note here. I did not have an athletic background whatsoever. When I was younger, I was never in sports. I never participated in gym class. Honestly, I was the last person picked for the team. I didn't know how to play the games. I was not a very confident person in gym, so I usually tried to get out of it by not changing my clothes. Yep, I was one of those. Fast forward to trying to become athletic. I joined the Y and I did my own thing, and I really liked it. I did the whole circuit training thing, and I really enjoyed exercise at that point. And then I was referred to a personal trainer at another gym. It was kind of like a meathead style gym, which was cool back in the day. It was called Morris County Muscle. It was on Route 10 in Randolph, and I worked with the personal trainer for a little bit, and I really enjoyed that too. So I kind of did both, where I worked with him and I did my own thing at the Y. And, then I grew out of that. I got married, had a baby, life fast forwards, and then, completely not focused on exercise at that point of my life. And then I think it was during my pregnancy, actually, I started exercising again, just at home. I was babysitting a couple of kids, and I would try to find fun things to do with them. So we did like the pregnancy home videos and all that stuff. But I was never really like an athlete. But fast forward to my CrossFit days, it took me a long, long time to be able to do some of the things that I can do now. But if you asked me 10 years ago if I would ever be able to walk on my hands, I would tell you, oh, heck no. I can't, I'll never be able to walk on my hands. But let me tell you, now through practice and dedication and time, I can walk on my hands. I mean, not, for super, super long distance like a games athlete can, but I can, on a good day with warming up properly and practice and, getting my focus on, I can maybe walk 25 feet on my hands at a time, which is pretty cool if you're the age that I'm at now, which I'm not going to disclose. Although you might have heard me reference the fact that I do have 2 grandsons. So my point being, CrossFit isn't about your age or your ability. It's about adaptability. Everything is scalable. Everyone progresses. The only competition is you versus you. And you just want to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. Barrier of entry number 9, I'm embarrassed that I'll fail. And everyone feels this way at first. The fear of failing, or the fear of looking silly, or the fear of being last to finish the workout. It's real. I remember a day we were doing wall walks, and I was the last person to finish. And it might have been even my fault that the class went over time, because my arms were so tired. I was scared to go upside down because I thought my arms were going to crumble under me. But I finished the workout. Everyone cheered me on, and then that was the ending of that. No one had any judgment of me. Everyone cheered me on to finish, and that was it. So people discover quickly there's no judgment. No one cares if you modify. No one cares if you finish first. No one cares if you finish last. What they care about is that you showed up. You put in a solid effort for whatever the intention of today was. Failure isn't failing. It is not trying at all. And actually, as an adult, you often don't think of failing as something positive. And I'm thinking through this as I'm saying it, because failing in CrossFit is so critical to growth. And it's such an amazing feeling when of course, sometimes it's disappointing when you fail a lift or you can't do something that you really want to do. But it teaches you a little bit about yourself. It gives you some perspective on resiliency, and it helps you figure out that you want to just continue trying, because failing is part of the process of growing. And here we are at barrier of entry number 10. I'm not sure I can stay consistent. And that's a big one, because starting something new is always scary and is always a worry. What if I can't stick with it? But that's where the community aspect comes in. When people expect to see you, when your coaches check in with you, when you start feeling better, it becomes a lifestyle and not a chore. Yes, at first you'll be sore. You'll be sore for a bit. But once you keep showing up, the consistency, laying those bricks down day after day, eventually you will build a wall. And sure, there's days that I'm still sore, or there's times that I'm still sore, but not like in the beginning. Unless I take, a week off for vacation, and then I come back and it's like, oh man, I'm feeling like, back when I first started, but not truly when I first started. We're thinking of progress over perfection is the name of the game here. Missed a week, no problem, just come back. Consistency is built one workout at a time. So there you have it. Those are the biggest barriers of entry that keep people from starting CrossFit, but most of them are just fears in disguise, right? Fears in disguise. Fear of change, fear of failure, fear of not fitting in. But that's what I've seen over and over again. And once people walk through the door, those fears fade after some time. If any of those barriers of entry sounded familiar to you, I hope that you see you're not alone and that CrossFit is a place for you. That's what Warriors Path CrossFit is all about anyway. Taking a leap, facing a challenge, discovering what you're really capable of. Thanks for listening. And if you know someone who's been thinking about starting but is hesitating, share this episode with them, because the first step is the hardest step, just walking through the door. But I promise you, it is always worth it. Take the Warriors Path. Again, thanks for joining me. And I hope that I was able to help you think about starting your journey in CrossFit. Have a wonderful day.